Test.
We good?
Yeah, he's well.
All right, go ahead. We hot. Shalom, Israel. With us, UBK, start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Start off 1969, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel, the greatest people that ever walked the face of this earth. Officer Gazak Shapar, teaching the Lashawan Qadash here in Greenville, South Carolina. The Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge is not affiliated with any other camp. Here to teach Lashawan Qadash, we teach the ancient Hebrew, Syrian Hebrew. Hebrew has 22 characters.
Yes, sir.
And it has also, and Assyrian has 25 characters. 27 characters in the Assyrian Hebrew. Of course, we got that acclaim to understanding when we were in captivity to the Assyrian Hebrew. If you look at their symbols and understanding their characters and how they're shaped, you'll understand why we say that. But the Hebrew composed of Abba Gada Hawazakata Yakala Manasa. I Pataza Kwarashata. That's how it sounds. It's always an ah sound or some sort of I. And one I, of course. The same, the symbols look exactly the same here, but they're exactly different in view. I mean, they don't even look the same. But they, of course, all of them sound the same, all 22, and of course, respectively, 25 in the Syrian. But we welcome everybody in the chat. How about Shimmy Hawashai Barakatam to all of my brothers. Yahawashamalatan by Shimmy Hawashai to all of my sisters. And we have people in the chat. Kazimar, have a Kazimar over there assisting us over there tonight.
That's right. We got Kalatazar checking in for Greenville.
All right. Latazar. Who else? A few other people, right? Still checking in. Got New York over there trying. I know he is. And got a Kazimar. Sharp put the in the chat there. Right?
Right.
Okay, good. And we're gonna get started off. And last week we talked a little bit about prepositions and what did we say? Possessive adjectives.
Right.
Okay, and we're gonna connect that a little bit tonight. All depends on who's in class and how I'll handle that. But we're gonna go over the past tense, future tense, and present tense of how we speak Hebrew. We'll make it easier. It's not real hard. I mean, we're gonna understand a little bit, because the first thing you really have to do to speak Hebrew is you got to understand this Hebrew chart. You got to understand this chart. I mean, if you don't understand this chart, really, I can't teach the chart every class. I wish I could. Right? But if I could teach the chart every class, I'd go over every last. You have to learn every last one of these characters here in order to make a word. For instance, if I say a word like, I'll use a word like, let's say shamar, right? Let's use a word like shamar. Well, let's spell it out in Hebrew characters. Let's say Shah, right? Ma, Ra. Like that. Shah, Mar. And let's complete this. Let's understand Shamar. What does Shamar mean? Anybody in the chat? Let's see. Let's get somebody in the chat to see what Shamar means. Because we're going to use that word a little bit in class tonight. We'll give you a few seconds. But that's how it's spelled in Hebrew. Shamar. And of course, by the way, in Hebrew, we have what we call connectors. Okay? We have independent connectors and dependent connectors. Anybody in the chat know what shamar mean? Give you a few seconds here. Well, anybody?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, people still probably check. Well, we'll go ahead and put it in there. Shamar means what, Cosmar?
Means watch.
To watch, right? Good.
Now we have young man Lorenzo checking in.
Young man Lorenzo checking in, right? Good. So Shamar, let's clap it up for the people in the class, man. Let's check in the class. That's good. That's great. Appreciate that, young man Lorenzo and Clavazar. We had Captain Navazar here just a second ago supporting our class, right? Kazimar, Shar is evening class there. He's giving out the chat. You know, if you want a Hebrew name, man, the first thing you want to do is get in the class. Stay in the class. We'll recognize that. And after 6 months or whatever months you've been in totally, no matter where you've been, we will give you a Hebrew name. But Shamar means to watch. So when we say Yahweh Shamar Alatah, you're saying the Lord, you tell the woman is saying that's a woman's blessing for a man. You know, he's telling the man, Yahweh Shamar Alatah by Shem Yahweh Shah. Right. You're saying, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shah, bless this man. Right. That's what you're saying. Or watch over him. I'm sorry. Watch over this man. Yahweh Shamar Alatah by Shem Yahweh Shah. Watch over this man. But that is like a blessing. It's acting like a watch. Because the women don't watch necessarily, except for they watch out for the household to help the men. Right. Because the man is really doing the watch, right? That's my point. That's right. The women is just assisting whatever the man wants for them to do. But in this case, that's how you spell it in Hebrew. Shamar is to watch. And of course, if you want to use that in a present tense, and that's what we're going to use here. We're going to use this in a present tense. Let's use this in a present tense. Can we do that? Yeah. Let's use it in a present tense of how I want to say it. Okay? Why do we want to use that in the present tense? Because we want to know, like, when we speak in Hebrew, we use this in school a lot, you know. When we go in Hebrew, we want to say present tense. We want to go around and say in Hebrew, we say Anya Shawamar, right? Anya. We want to say Anya. Right? Shawamar. Sha wa mar. If I'm not mistaken there. Make sure I don't misspell things. I will do stuff like that sometime. But anyway, that's in present tense. Anya, it means I am watching. I am. It's masculine or feminine, so it doesn't matter. It's masculine and feminine can say this. They're saying I'm, or I am watching. That's very important. ING. Make sure you guys get your notes and write this down, because what you're saying is present tense. You're saying right now. I'm doing it right now. I am watching. You know, I am watching. Anya Shavamar. I am watching. Now, why do we say that? Because well, make sure you guys write that down. Get it in your notes. Let's make sure we get it down. Okay. There we go. Make sure you guys get that in your notes real good, properly. Now, itself. Anya Shawamar. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Anya Shawamar. Anya is I. I am. Like I am. Like we have one of our generals, I believe, is Anya Shawamar. And his name means I am watching. He does a fantastic job of doing it. Anya Shawamar. But that's the present tense of saying under the root word shamar. You got to understand the root word is what you want to look for here. Shamar or Shah. It's in there, but it's just like kind of like glittered in there. But Shawamar, Shabar. But we put in the middle of there a make sure here. His, yeah. Possessive adjective in there. Or we put in a okay, we put in a preposition. Let's see, wa. Now, yeah, it's a possessive adjective in there. It's like I, or it's his watch. So wa, shawamar. I am watching. So shamar is the root word right there, sitting right before your face, right there. But we throw the wa in there for present tense, and that's a preposition thrown in there. So you say anya, I am, and then watch. There's the watch, shamar. There's a sha, mar, and then ing, shawamar, I am. And that's how we use the ing. It's like a it's like a we call it, I think a long time they used to call it a gerund or something like that. But it's nothing but it helps a verb really to watch. Is I am watching. Okay. So let's move to the next one here real quick, and we'll get back to that one. Let's see if I can find another. Let's see if I can find that was the present tense. Let's see if I can find the past tense of that. Sloppy. The past tense. So there we go. So the present tense, and then you got your past tense, of course. Okay, you checking the class? Maybe. Okay. So we got in your past tense. Now we got the present tense. So let's put in the past tense of how you say I'm watching. Because that's like the shamar. It's a big thing. It's a big thing for you to be on watch. For a person to be on watch, on guard. I mean, that's what we're doing. Of course, because when we say out of the root word shamar, it means to watch. That's what it really is. That's what you're really saying. Present tense, the past. And of course, the past tense, you want to say, I watched. Like you've already done it. So let's try that. Say, I. So you know it's going to be some form of anya, right? I watched already. Okay, well, let's find out. Okay. I watched. Right? So we say past tense. We say anya shamartaya. 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 So let's put it down. Let's put that down right here. It says, let's write it down real quick here what it says. Anya Sha Mar. There's that root word again. Oops. There's that root word again. Shamar, and then let's finish it up because we ain't gonna stop there. I just want to show you the root word. So when you want to say Shamar ta, ya, ya. Okay. Now we're gonna put some possessive adjectives in there to make that work, right? So we want to say Ta, and then ya. Or my is I. I am watch. It's my watch. I. But that's how we said in the past tense. I watched already. And give me a little. This is just the way they do it. So just take that down. I mean, it's not their watch, not his watch. It's less I watched. So I'm ya. I am or I. You want to say I am watched. You just like you speak in English, it's I'm ya. But over here is I am. Well, it's the same word, but the fact that it's the present tense is I am doing something. Just how we speak in English, I am doing something. Right. So you say Anya Shawamar. But what's the root word over here? Still got Shawamar. Past tense.
Right.
Right? I'm just using the past, and I'm gonna do the future here in a second. Slacky. Anya Shamar Taya. Make sure you write that down. Shamar Taya. We give you guys a chance to digest that. Because even if I said it was a rhyme to reason of all that, just write down, I watched. And by the way, it's the masculine and feminine way of saying it. That's right, guys? It makes sense? So anybody in the chat, well, we got anybody in there? Who else checked in?
I don't know. You had some comments.
Somebody did.
You just had a lot to say, kind of come.
Oh, good. As long as I understand that. Good. So anyway, Anya, let's repeat. Shamar. And that's that root word again. You see it again. Shamar here. You see it over here. Shamar. But you're saying Shawamar. Shawamar. And then and here's the good thing. You can put any verb. Let me put this down here. And repeat the same thing. Let me do it. Can you see this blue real good? I guess, right?
Yeah. Kind of look.
Huh?
I don't know if it's my eyes, but it kind of looks black.
It looks, but is it really?
Yeah.
But I mean, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it though.
Because you can put any verb. Let's put it this way. Can you see it better now?
Yeah.
You can see it better because it's labeled with this red, right?
Right.
You can put any verb and repeat the same situation. Give me a verb. Yeah.
Run.
I run. I am running. Right? Well, look up the verb. Look up what run is. Let's find out how do you run in Hebrew. That's what you want to find out. How do you run? That's the whole point.
Right.
Let's look it up because I don't quite know that right off. But we're gonna find out here in a second here. Right?
Right.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. I am running. That's what the brother said. He gave me one here, so we're gonna have to figure out how to run this. Because you can have different meanings of to run. You can have run this race, you can have or jogging or something like that. And I think that's what you mean, right?
Right.
You don't have talking about running for president or nothing.
No.
So let's find out what that is. Because that's what the brother said. That's what the officer said. Say really, right? Well, let's find out then, because that's present tense, right?
Right.
Because a lot of time they use it to run. Okay, yeah, let's use this one right here. All right. Let's find out. Let's put it in proper perspective tense there. Slocky. Okay. To run, what's this? It's rawa tazah. I think that's what it is. Let's find out. To run, that's what it is. Yeah. It's rawa tazah. Rawa tazah. Well, let's figure that out. So I'll say Ra, wa, to za. Okay? So if I was going to use that word, then I would put in here, I am running. I would say anya. I would say, instead of saying shawamar, I would say rawa tazah.
Right.
Rawa, because it's built in it. It says, I would use rawa tazah right now for saying that. And if I was going to say the past tense, I watched, I would say anya rawa tazah taya.
Okay.
Okay? But insert that word in there. Or waratazar, rawatazar mar. I mean, waratazar. I wouldn't go no. I'm sorry, not mar, because that's shamar. Lock it. Waratazar wa. Or I would just say, I take it back. I would go and say rawatazar and leave it like that until I can be corrected on it. Okay. Anya rawatazar. I'm running. ING, running. I watched. People will understand that. I watched, but over here, since it's Anya Sharamataya, so you want to say I run. I run, Anya, I, not I'm, but I watched already. You wouldn't say you would say I ran. It would be another way of saying I ran.
Right.
Because over here is I watched. I ran.
Right.
So you said Rawatazataya.
Right.
They have the same connotation as that ED right there. Because that's how we talk in English.
Sure.
We don't go say, I, past tense, I am running. You can't say I'm running because running's up here, or I ran. I have ran. Well, how do you say I've ran? I just say I've ran already.
I ran.
I ran.
Right.
RANNED, right?
Right.
Right here, like this. RANNED. Like that. I ran already. I think that's 2 is. Or is it 1? Is it 1 or 2?
Well,
Hell, I don't know.
I think it's 1.
It's 1. Yeah, it's not 2. That's wrong. There we go. I ran. Not like the city I ran, but I ran. Like, so you would say, Anya Rawatazataya. Take the same connotation, okay? Right. So therefore you can use give me another. I mean, you can use different verbs to do the same thing.
Right.
Just the same place. No big deal. No deal. Now let's go over here. In this case, we got Shamar. Let's go over here and put a future tense, right? We'll have to look at future tense right here. Okay. Future tense. So, future tense. I'm going over this real quick here. The future tense. Okay, future tense, it says, I will watch. It's something that you're going to do. You're going to say, I, or I will watch, right? Now, why do we say, we still on that word watch because shamar is the root word, right?
Right.
We're going to have to get this out of here. Give me some room in here. So we know what shamar is, to watch, right?
Right, to watch.
So, anya. We're still going to say anya. Why would we say anya? Huh? Because it means I.
Right.
We still got that. Now, the only dilemma we got now is how do we say, I will do something in the future? Anya shamar. So you put there. Anya shamar. And what is shamar again? The root word, right?
Right.
There it is. Anya shamar. That's how you say, I will watch. Right? I will do something. That makes sense?
Right.
Anya Ashamar. And this course, but you got to keep in mind, what's that root word? You can find this root word all the time here. Shamar, but you say Shawamar. Over here, Shamar Taya. Got it? So we'll let that down. And of course, the root word is what? The root verb is Shamar, which means to watch. You can do that with any verb that you can put on that board. You should be able to. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Okay? And of course, we talked about the root words, and these tenses here, of course, I may crack it up a little bit further, but we have some things that we have to do in class, so we're not going to have a class that long tonight. Okay? We good on that, right? How about, it's just like saying, give me another, let me see if I can find another word here.
Talking.
Talking. How do you say talk? That Amar? Or, wait a minute. I think it is. I think it's, no. I'll think of it a second here. I got that added on my mind. To talk, to say, we use that all the time, don't we?
Right.
In class. What do we say, to talk?
Right.
All right, let's see. Taste, because you say I'm tasting, I'm talking. Yeah. Let's just look it up. Let me look it up over here. I'm touching. Let me look it up here because I did have it on my mind. Is it H, I think. What did you say? I'm what? Talking?
Talking, right.
Okay, let's find out. Let's see here. I had it on my mind there, but I lost it. And talk. Okay, the bar. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Right. Oh, the bar.
Yeah, the bar. Yeah, of course. So talk.
Right.
Right? So the bar. Okay. It means to talk, right? So how do we say that? Over here. The bar. Dawa bar.
Right.
So we use the word, I'll write it down over here. Can they see the green over there? What can they see? The red?
Definitely see the red.
Definitely see the damn red, can't you? Slap. You see that red, can't you? Who else checking class?
We got Sister Kapar Yahawada.
Kapar Yahawada.
Checking in from Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas, man. I bet you checked in before.
Right.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, all of my brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Halatah. Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and my sisters. So let's go to the bar. The bar. How do you say the bar? The bar means to what? To talk or to speak, right?
Right.
So we want to say da bar. The bar. I'm slow. Da wa bar. Da wa bar. Okay. It's like saying watching, but you're saying talking or speaking. Same thing, right? To talk, it really means to talk. The bar. Or to speak, same thing, speak to them. The bar. Okay? So we use the verb. That's a verb. So I am. You still use the same. What's the root word? The bar. There it is. You want to put dawa bar. Okay? So you're saying I am. You say anya dawa bar. People would understand that.
Right.
Anya dawa bar. What about the past tense? I watched. Anya dabar taya. Right? You want to say dabar ta ya. That's the past tense. So you want to say anya dabar taya. Anya dabar wa bar. So let's go to the future tense. Anya the bar. Anya the bar. Right? That means to speak or to talk or that sort of thing. Got it? There's interjection of verbs. So if you get the idea, I can go. I mean, we talk of masculine, feminine, and the future tense over there. That's I will watch. That is masculine and feminine also. Slovakia. There we go. That's masculine, feminine. That's the same thing. You all right? Anybody else in the chat? We'll give you a chance, guys, to write this down. This is important information. At least write it down so you'll understand. Even if I don't go further to you, he, she, if I don't go further like that, because there's course more. Because every time I do this, it gets harder because I gotta memorize this stuff. And yeah. Anyway, but that verb is important. You can interject that. Like I say, present tense again, anya shawamar. Or if you want to say I'm watching, anya shawamar. Okay. If you want to say I'm talking or I'm speaking, I'm talking is anya dawaba. Okay. You guys, make sure you got that down. You guys in the chat, if y'all understand it, say con, sir. I know you got it. I'm only saying that so you can know whether or not I'll know whether or not you got it. Okay, that's all I want to know. That makes sense. I'm not into. I'm not that technical on some of this stuff. I'm just kind of to speak. And so if you say to speak or to talk, it's still the bar.
Right.
Doesn't matter. You say to speak or to talk, either one of them. That's what they said. It ultimately means the same thing. Right. That makes sense? So somebody said, see what they got in the chat there.
He's a con, sir.
Who that?
Kapar, Yahweh, Sister Kapar.
Okay, yeah, sister understands then, right? Got it, sis? Take your time and write all this down because I know you came a little late. So let's repeat, let's review it again. You have present tense, past tense, future tense. All you have to do is interject a verb. And of course, I am saying the first version of it is I. I can go to you or they or you know what I'm saying? I can keep going down there, but I want you to get the he I can say she, I can say you, I can say they. But instead of doing that, let's just stay with I for right now, because that'll be confusing if I put all those down at the same time. It's hard enough. It's hard enough when I was in English class trying to understand any of this stuff. But if I stick with I, you kind of get the point. Next week, I may go to another you. And that way you can compile your notes, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's repeat it. The present tense. Anya shawamar. What does that mean? I'm watching. Anya shawamar. How do you know that? Because anya is I'm and shamar is what? Watch.
Yeah.
Okay. What if I said anya dawabar?
I'm talking.
I'm talking or speaking.
Oh, yeah, right.
Anyway, talking to work, I'll use that one. The talk and the speak, same thing.
So,
Okay, and that's still masculine and feminine. The female said the same thing.
Right.
In this I, because it's her talking. And it's now, but if you want to start to get she, now that's different.
right.
Or he, that's different. Now we'll have to change some things in here.
Now,
But I want to get to that now. Go ahead.
It's like,
Go ahead.
Because these are pronouns now, right?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. Pronouns are or nouns that are more not proper nouns like Texas or pronoun would be like if you're going to say a generic thing that's a step up from the regular noun. You know, like your name would be a proper noun, Tomorrow.
Right.
You want to say he, and that's a pronoun.
Right.
I think that's right. But if you want to say I, or now you want to talk about all of those are things that would enhance a noun. That makes sense. Like you're a man. Well, what kind of man? A he man. What kind of man? Well, she woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, mankind or whatever. But I mean, when you're talking about proper nouns, then I would say Nayar, Zak Shapar, proper, because that's addressing his proper address.
Right.
You know, well, pronouns would be stuff like what's a good name for like a mattress? A mattress is just a noun.
Right.
But if I want to say a pronoun, I would say Serta mattress, right? Or what no, is that right? Or is that a proper noun? That's the proper noun for it.
Right.
Okay, Serta. Okay, or I don't know some more. Or TVs, like a what's the name of a TV?
Sony.
I don't want to get down to the old names that I know.
HD TV.
HD. Is that right? No, Yeshiva?
Samsung.
Samsung. That's a good one.
Sony.
Samsung would be a proper noun. TV would be the generic noun.
Right.
Okay? But the proper noun would be what? Samsung.
Right.
Because you're saying exactly what it is. Anyway, Anya Shawamar. I am watching. Anya Dawar. I am speaking. I am talking. You're still saying I. You're not saying it could be, I ain't told you my name. Or if I start to say he, she, it, I'm getting pronoun. If I start to tell you Kazakh Shapar, now I'm starting to tell you my instead of pronoun or noun, now I'm starting telling you my proper noun. Okay, past tense. I watch, man. I'm done my watch. So you want to say to somebody, I watched the Anya Shamartaya. Anya Shamartaya. Now if I want to say I spoke, what does that mean?
The past tense.
Right.
It's like a blurred out.
Right. I spoke. Past tense. That's exactly right. There you are. I spoke. There's that ED. There's that ED again. There's that ED.
Right.
Right? I spoke. Anya shamartha ya. Well, if I spoke, that's to watch. But if I want to say I spoke, I want to say Anya. Yeah, you want to say Anya still. Maybe I should write it down again. Anya, yeah, maybe it wouldn't hurt to write this down. Anya. There we go. Anya devarta ya. Why not? Same form, same form. That makes sense?
Right.
Now, what if I want to say, I will watch? Don't worry about it, man. You say, who's going to watch? I'll watch. We say, okay, well, Anya, what he's really saying is Anya Ashimar. Anya Ashimar. Who's going to watch? That's what you're saying. Now, what if I say, who's going to speak? Who's time to speak? Anya Adabar. Anya Adabar. You at camp. Anya Adabar. That's what the hell they mean. They mean get up there and speak. Whose time is it? Anya the bar. Same form. I will watch or I will speak. Who want to speak? That's the future. Because it ain't happened yet.
Right.
Y'all got them 3 tenses there now? Does that make sense? I'm not gonna take class into further to start putting down like you watch for feminine men. It's ata, of course. All it would be is ata, shamar. But I'll get on that another week and get it and give you the prepositions and possessive adjectives for it, because you got so much going on the board. Your mind can only take so much.
Right.
Mine can't either. Don't take so much. But the main thing is that verb. Any questions in the chat? Any questions? That's your future, that's your present, your past, and your future tenses there. And every last one of them, the masculine, the male and the female can use. Everybody should understand that. Any questions on any of that? And I'll move on here and then we'll end class because we have to abbreviate it, right? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody? Anybody got anything in the chat over there? There you are. What are you doing right now?
Man, I was trying to find my wallet.
Oh, go ahead and find your wallet. Sorry.
Yeah, you good.
Anybody in the chat there ask any questions?
Sister Kabah, she said La Asa.
She good then, right? She understands. Lorenzo, Gladazar, Yar, anybody else? That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So if I can go on further, but I spoke, and over here is causes I will speak. I will watch. So you want to say, I will speak. I will speak, or I will talk. I'll talk. That makes sense?
Right.
And everything up here is masculine and feminine. Either masculine and feminine can use either one of them. That makes sense? All right, let's for the sake of, I know we have a lot of beginners, we're gonna erase this. Just trying to give people a chance to put it in their notes so they don't have to roll back the tape, because this is good information here. And I'm not gonna put down all the other tenses. I mean, we have every tense up here that a man can speak. But no, there are things like future perfect and all that stuff. I ain't gonna get into all that, because trust me, I never understood it. But I want to get into just some simple words and then put on there connectors and explain that a little bit. The more you go over Hebrew over and over again, the more you begin to understand it. But like I reiterate, that's your tenses right here. Everybody understand? Right? Okay. Lord. No questions, right? That's the board today, though.
Last week it was really good. Last week.
Right. Okay, let's just go over a few things here in class. I just want to get, because people, when they're just starting off, they're beginning to wonder, man, what does it mean to have a connector? Connector, and what does it mean? In the in the ancient Hebrew, we'll go with that one first, okay? In the ancient Hebrew, we have what we call connectors. Right? What kind of connectors? Talk to me, Nayar.
We got independent and dependent.
Yeah, that's right. Clap it up for that brother right there. See, the more and more you do things, the more you remember. So we have independent, right? Independent. I think that's how you spell this. And dependent. Connectors. What is a connector? Here and here. So let's put which one of these. An independent connector would be here. A dependent connector would look like this. What am I talking about? Somebody explain to me what that is. Somebody from the chat. What are we saying? And I'll use a word like, let me use a word. Simple word. Huh?
A Hebrew word?
Yeah. We use the same words.
Shamar. Shamar.
We can say shamar. We can say, we'll just use shamar again. What about yayan?
Yeah.
Because I want to go in the ancient Hebrew about connectors, because this doesn't exist in the Syrian Hebrew. We'll go over the Syrian Hebrew in a second here, if I have time. Why? What is the connector trying to do?
So the connectors give that it gives the word the sound like
Right. Here's the sound. So I need to do what? I need to write this out first.
Right.
Now here's the key. Here's the key. Do I want to write it in an ancient or a Syrian? Trick question. Huh?
In ancient.
Okay. Why?
Because you don't need the connectors in the Syrian.
That right?
That's right.
Clap it up. The more you speak it, then the more you understand. So tell me, come up here, somebody, put the connectors on this. What this is shamar right here. That is ancient. Put the connectors on it. I want you to put here. I'm gonna give you a red pen. You go to work on them connectors there for me. Now, Yar, pull that back there if it's in your way. There you go. You put in connectors, then I want you to. Good. All right. Explain it.
Okay, so
Explain yourself. Step to the side so they can see what you're doing. Move that back out your way. Out your way. Take your time. Take your time. Get out of your way. There you go. Go ahead.
Oh, we have a question.
Go ahead. What's the question?
Sister Kapah, she said, Salaki said, if I may,
Right.
do the connector connect? Does the connector connect compound words?
No. Not necessarily. I'll say this. When you say compound words, name a compound word before I say that. Name your compound word. Compound words are two words joined together. That would be more like a hyphen. No, these connectors here are simply connecting sounds that are within the word. Sounds that are within the word to make sure you understand the sound of the word. That makes sense? Not compound words, just compounds. What you're trying to do is compound the sound. That brings the sound together. I wouldn't even use compound. I would just say you want to describe 2 or 3 sounds for that matter. I've never seen 3, but you have 2 sounds that you want to bring together to make 1 sound. That makes sense? As a matter of fact, let me explain it to you a little better. Sha. This is sha right here. Sha. That's that sound right there. Then you have ma. You have ma. Ma. Then you have ra. Okay? Wow, I do that. Slocky. So if I put all this together, of course it has to be backwards. And as a matter of fact, let me write it back. Makes sense here. That makes sense. If you were to read this backwards, it's hard to write this thing backwards. But anyway, sha is that sound. And you want to say mar. Let me do this right here. Let me do it right. Let me say sha and then mar. Because I can't write backwards like that. Not unless it's Hebrew. Now, Hebrew reads right to left. So, sha would be this W-looking thing here. That's the symbol for it. Ma would be this little upside down thing with the hook on it, right here. And then ra, you drop the ah behind it. You don't need it. You don't need this ah. You don't need that. You don't need that. So you have R by itself. So you have shamar. But this mar sound right here, M-A-R, comes from this connector right here. That makes sense? You understand that, sis?
She said, so like I said, if I may.
Go ahead.
Like football. I take foot involved to make football. Would Anya be like I'm saying I am? Like saying I am?
No. 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 Football is a full word. And you can make 2 words, foot and ball. You put it together and call it a football. But a foot is a person's foot. And a ball is like a ball that you bounce on the floor, right? Or you throw. But if you put them together, now it's a football. That is a certain proper noun. I mean, a pronoun of a name of a noun of a particular ball. It's a football, not a basketball, not a baseball. But no, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about putting or basketball or volleyball. We're not saying that. We're not putting words together. We're putting how a word is broken down, how it sounds. That makes sense, sis? How we're sticking with one word. One word. Not 2 words. One word. In this case, shamar means to watch. It means to watch. And I'm breaking down how we come up with the word shamar. Not two words, just one word, how it sounds. Why does it sound like that? Because sha is an independent sound, sha. And mar, right here, is a sound that we want to bring together. That's why we put a ma and a ra together, and we make mar, so shamar. So just accept the word as it is. We're not making compound words. We're just trying to tell you how the word is enunciated or pronounced. That makes sense, sis? We're using just one word to describe how independent and dependent uses to make that the sound of that word. That's the best I can say it. You understood it? Everybody understand that? You understand that, sis? I want to make sure you understand, because that's a very good observation when you said that, but that's not what we're doing. We're not making compound words, because if that was the case, that's a whole other type of Hebrew. Does she understand it?
She didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
wait, what's that thing that we used to learn, like in elementary school?
Yeah.
Where they used to clap out how many times? Like say if he was saying basketball, like basketball, like it's three. That's more so.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I forgot what that's called, but
I don't know what that is. That was after my time, but we learned to break things down. But the Hebrew, Hebrew breaks things down like they use independent and dependent connectors in the in the ancient Hebrew, so that they can break down how a word sounds. Because if you know how the word sounds, then you know how to spell.
right.
If you follow me, and if you know how to spell, you might know how it sounds. But in ancient Hebrew, I can say shamar, but it ain't telling me how it's spelled. I almost have to guess at it. Right. I'm sorry, Salakia. In Assyrian Hebrew, I have to guess at how something's spelled. But in ancient Hebrew, there's a definite of how it's spelled. This is definite. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's like
yeah.
No, that's what.
Yeah. Does she understand? Sha has its own sound. Mar is two sounds together. Ma and Ra, which makes Mar. Shamar. That's why you use connectors. Independent and dependent connectors. That makes sense?
Right.
I'm just making sure you understand, sis. Okay? That makes sense? Wow. That makes sense? You understand?
Oh,
You understand?
Yeah, she said concept. Oh, she got another question.
Go ahead. What now?
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. She remembers she figured out what I was talking about. It was called syllables.
Oh, syllables.
Yeah. I forgot.
You're talking about well, syllables. All right, since you want to go there, syllables. Let me show you what all syllables was something. Is a way of teaching phonics and teaching how syllables were like fa.
Right.
That was the same thing. That's how you use phone. Because in Greek you would use fa. That sounds like an F.
Right.
Or if you want to say syllables would be like that's just how we learn to speak the English language. But we're not really using syllables here.
Right.
We're just using. I'll use another syllable so you can show you what we're not doing.
Right.
Something like what's another syllable? Like pra or pray. Okay, those are syllables too. Okay, and there's many of them.
Right.
Okay, but that's how I learned. And before you know it, your mind get a understanding of what it sounds like. But that's not what we're doing here. We're not doing this. No, Lord, no. We make this, what we're doing is a whole lot easier.
Right. Actually,
Since all we're doing is taking one word. Now let's give you another word, like yayan. Let's use that one. What is yayan?
So,
Anybody in the audience that said in the audience, just tell me in our chat, what is yayan? So, because I want to understand. That's why I went over the connectors, because I want to make sure everybody in the audience understand it. Because when you go with things like future, past, and present tense, it's a little bit more advanced.
right.
So let's go backwards and say, well, let's deal with a little small word like shamar. We use that word. It means to watch. We'll see. Well, how did I even sound that word out? It's like you're not trying to necessarily make words here. Anybody's name. You're just trying to learn how things. When you get a list of vocabulary, you'll begin to understand how they are sounded, how things are sounded. So yayan, what's yayan? Anybody?
Sister Kappa said.
What she said?
Said Slack said, "My man, is it wine?"
Wine. All right, clap it up for that sis right there, right? It means wine. That's exactly right. Okay. Well, let's break that down into Hebrew. Let's find out how is that pronounced. That's what we want to do. So connectors help you pronounce things.
Right.
They help you pronounce it. Of course, in the English language, you got to have a vocabulary of the English language in order to understand the Hebrew language. It would help you. Okay? Because yayan. Now, if you was in French, it would be vino. But we're not talking about French. That makes sense?
Right.
Or anyway, we're talking wine. So you got to know how to spell that. So, yayan, or wine. So let's say, how do you spell yayan? You say ya. What's the ya? Like this? That ya?
Right. That's yeah.
Ya. Ya. What do you hear? And then you hear na, right?
Right.
So you say ya. Let's break it down, sis. Here, and brothers, my brothers and my sisters here. Aqua. And aquatin. All right. Yan. Now, all of them are not built like this, but in this case, they just happen to be pronounced like this. And I'm using this to show you how a word is pronounced, because you can't break compound words down or sentences down until you can understand words.
Right.
One word at a time, then you build sentences after that. That makes sense?
Right.
So obviously, we're not talking about compound words now. So here's the point. Ya, yan. Now, what did I just say here? Ya, this is a ya. Can you see that? This is a ya. And this is a na. Right here. That's okay. They see that? So if you put it together, you'll have ya, yan. Well, this right here, this sound right here is right here. That's this sound. I don't want to put too much to it, but that's this sound right here. Okay? Now, the singular sound by itself will be ya. And if you in your chart over there, what you will call your Hebrew chart, some people call it the alphabet chart, but it's really just a chart, sis or brother. Okay? All right. So ya by itself would get a singular sound. It's called a independent connector. It holds its own sound right by itself. Ya. That's the way you want to explain it. Now, if you want to make two sounds joined together, then those are called dependent because they depend on each other to make a sound. Yan. Yan. So you say ya, yan. That makes sense, sis? Before I go any further, because if you understand this, then you'll understand all of it. That makes sense? You understand? I just want to make sure, because this is wine. She's right about wine. Ya, independent connector. Yan. What I don't want to put yan. And just remember over here on this na, you want to drop the ah. You don't need this ah. You just want the ya, yan. Because if you didn't, you'd have a word called ya, na. Ya, na. You don't want that. I don't want ya, na. Do I? I just want ya, yan. I want to stop it. Na. Na. Not na ya. Or ya, na, ya, na. I don't want that. I want ya, yan. That's how you know. When it occurs at the end like that, usually we drop it. That makes sense? You understand that?
Just take time, sir.
Got it.
A lot of us say it right.
A lot of us understands, right? So let's clap it up for everybody now. What about Lorenzo? He got it too, I guess. I'm assuming. Because dependent connectors is important. Once you understand dependent connectors, you can grow and learn your vocabulary. All I'm doing here is teaching you how words sound, how your vocabulary sound, why things sound the way they do. And that's what independent connectors are. In a moment here, I'll show you, matter of fact, I'll show you right now of why. That makes sense? Everybody understand? I'll show you a little Syrian here. Why do we use 27 sounds instead of 22 sounds? That's a difference. Okay, we're almost done. Ooh, man, 42. Okay, everybody understand this? I guess they say yeah, right? Okay, let's erase that then. Now let's break this down a little bit further. Let's take it down to Assyrian. We're going to get off of the just maybe a word or two, and then I'll leave it. Okay. I want to go to the Assyrian. Matter of fact, let's put something over here. Let's just make it Assyrian right here. Assyrian. Assyrian. The Assyrian what? Assyrian Hebrew. Why do we say Assyrian Hebrew? Because Assyrian Hebrew doesn't have connectors. There are no connectors, and how do you know how things sound? You're right. That's why I like to use the ancient Hebrew. Because if I can't use connectors only in the ancient Hebrew, well, how am I going to make I understand the Assyrian Hebrew? A lot of practice. Sometimes you may not never hit it. But that's why you rely heavily on the independent and dependent connectors in the ancient Hebrew. Okay? So, if I use a word like shamar, let's try that one again. Shamar, over here, like this. Shah and ma and ra. Now, that's how you spell shamar in the ancient Hebrew. However, there are no connectors at all. Okay? None. Now let's spell the word that is shamar, of course. Let's go over here and spell yayan, that same word. Yayan. Okay? Let's spell yayan. Yayan. Ya. Let's spell ya. Ya would be like this. Ya. And then we'll have to use something that we never seen before. That's an ending connector end. Yan. Boy, as soon as I can get these looking right, looks more like that. It's locky. Like that. This is the word for yayan in Hebrew. You say ya yan. Yayan. This is ya. In fact, I'll write above it so you'll understand it a little bit better. You say ya, I'll write it down below. Ya, ya, and this is a na. Yayan. You still drop the ah, you don't need it. Okay? But that is an end. Now the end normally looks like this in Hebrew. In Assyrian Hebrew. It normally looks like this. Like that. It normally looks like that. But because it occurs at the end of a word, this end right here, because it occurs at the end, right here, it looks like that, not like this. That na there, you drop the ah. Because it occurs at the end, this is what we call one of the 5 ending characters. All of these are characters, but this is an ending character that occurs in Assyrian Hebrew only. That's what the Assyrian Hebrew does. It has ending characters, doesn't have any connectors at all. So it's hard to enunciate or hard to pronounce sometimes Assyrian language, because that could say, this could say ya, ya na. It could say ya yan na, ya na. It can say a lot of different things because they have no connectors to show you how it's spelled. You know, it just doesn't. But over here, if I put yan in Hebrew, in ancient Hebrew, it would look like this. It will look like this. Ya, yan. Ya, yan. Just like that. That's what it would look like. That's what your yan will look like in ancient Hebrew. Now I can pronounce this easily because ya is independent connector. Yan is dependent connector. Why? Because I want to make these two sounds sound together. But over here, there's no connectors in the Assyrian Hebrew. There isn't any. So I don't know. Really, I don't really know what it sounds like. I have to kind of go from my experience, you know. But that's the reason why we have connectors in the ancient Hebrew only, because that's what our forefathers, that's what the Most High has given us. In the Assyrian, we were in captivity and we learned to change. They changed them for us to make them look like this. They changed our symbols and how things look, and they didn't add connectors with it. But the best original language is that ancient Hebrew every single time. That ancient Hebrew. Any questions in that? Hey. Shalom. And that's the difference. The difference is one has connectors, the other one doesn't have connectors. That's what I was trying to show you. That's why the biggest difference is this. You got to understand which one that you're looking at. That's why you have to know what Assyrian looks like. Shamar. This is Assyrian also. Ya, yan. And what ancient looked like. Sha, mar, or ya, yan. Let me write this down here. This is ya, yan. Ya, yan. Okay? That makes sense? Got anybody in the chat over there? That makes sense, sis?
That's it.
That makes sense. If that makes sense. If that makes sense, then good. Then I've done my job. And we're just about done with class here. Okay, we're just about done. A few more seconds here. You checking the class, sis?
No.
You all right? Good. All right. Sister Harabam, of Officer Shar, coming to visit us, rare visit class, all the way down for Monetta. Good. But anyway, I hope you guys understand that as we try to. I think she's. Oh Lord. Let her go in there. Yeah, close the door real good. Hold it. Push that door for her. Just push it. Yeah, there you go. All right. Assyrian Hebrew and ancient Hebrew. One ancient Hebrew, to reiterate, use connectors. And the Assyrian Hebrews use no connectors. They just use ending characters like this one. That's a na. One's the ancient Hebrew, one's the Assyrian Hebrew. Ancient Hebrew, Assyrian Hebrew. Now, real quick, let's recap. 2 questions. Which language uses connectors? Is it the ancient or the Assyrian? Y'all write it down in the chat before we go here. I want to see if y'all guys learned something. Which Hebrew? There's only 2 Hebrews. Write it in the chat for me, please. Which Hebrew uses the connectors, the ancient or the Assyrian? That's what we've been talking about all night, right? Somebody write it in the chat for me, please, before we go. Who was that? You need to get the yard. Okay. Which anybody in the room, anybody online in the room, which one of these, which Hebrew uses connectors? Is it the ancient or the Assyrian? Which one? Anybody in that line over there?
We got a lot of stuff. He said that ancient uses connectors.
Okay. Anybody believe what he said? Let's make sure. Let's give me another person. Let's establish the matter with more than one person. Talk to me. Kalatazar said, he said the ancient, right?
Right.
Use connectors. Okay. What do you think, sis? The question was, if you was going to use connectors, what language would you be looking for? The ancient or the Assyrian?
It's the ancient.
Now, that's 2, says ancient. What about the other sister online there? 2 people have said it.
Sister Kapar says she said Salah is the ancient.
Ancient. Let's clap it up for everybody, right? All right. On that note, we'll end class. But anyway, that lets me know I've done the job. We understand the ancient Hebrew uses connectors, and that's what we've established. You understand? And of course, the Assyrian Hebrew use the ending characters, right? Ending characters. That's what we got to understand. We got to understand that, okay? So we're going to have some announcements. Let's clap it up for class, right? Let's have some announcement here. Let's end the class because we have some things that we have to take care of. But we'll end the class, and next week we'll continue on with this a little bit at a time. I may go over some more tenses next week because what I want to do is we went over all of the tenses that have the form of I in it, like I am watching, I will watch, or I have watched. We went over that. We went over all of them. I may review next week, then I'll move on to and matter of fact, all of those are masculine and feminine. So all the talking I've done and all the writing I've done on the board, somebody should have learned something tonight. Right? Okay, now that's the case. Let's get some announcements up here now. You already got your crown over there. That's what you're gonna need, I think. Right? Let's take us home.
Like, this the ISUPK security announcement. We on the ISUPK throughout one way, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. If a new brother and sister, when a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted on. They are here to share themselves or the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi 3, 8 through 10. These 10th in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase, the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest one. Free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Okay, this is the Feast of Purim. This is the 14th day of the 15th. It's like the 14th day or the 15th day of the 12th month. Thursday, 22nd of February, and Friday, 23rd February 2024. You can find this in Esther chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. Remind Akim that I walk to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. Salute the brothers and sisters.
A modular. Now the brothers come up. Let's salute out the brothers and the sisters here. All right, go ahead. Take us home.
Ahmad Shabbat. Ahmad Barak. Hazamatap. Sarf and Face of Susan.
That's sister, see over there. All right.
Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat. Ahmad Barak. Hazamatap. Class is me.